A major RPG gets released under the ORC. So what does this mean for tabletop RPGs?
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Chaosium has announced that it would release the basic role-playing universal game engine in PDF form this April, with a hardcover to come out later this year. Unlike previous releases of the basic role-playing rule set, this new release will be, well, released under the Open RPG Creative License, also known as the ORC. The ORC being the open gaming license developed by Paizo as an alternative to the open game license that was originally released by Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons Dragons. That's right, we're seeing some of the fruit from all of that OGL drama from a few months ago. While you might not have heard of basic role-playing, you've probably heard of the games that use it. Most notably, Call of Cthulhu and RuneQuest. The game system uses a D100 and a roll low system. Basically, all of your character stats are some kind of number, usually somewhere between 15 to 85, and you have to roll under that number for a success when making a check against that character stat. It's a pretty easy to learn system, and it's also very versatile since the mechanics can be adapted for just about any kind of story. We will note that Chaosium previously released the basic role-playing rules under its own OGL, although the BRP OGL had certain restrictions on it to prevent designers from making games that used the Cthulhu mythos, or King Arthur, presumably to prevent someone from making a game that too closely resembled Call of Cthulhu or Pendragon. Assumably, the ORC won't have those restrictions attached to them, thus providing a more open gaming license. Also, releasing the BRP under the ORC isn't the same as making Call of Cthulhu compatible content. That's covered under a different license that operates similarly to how the DM's Guild supports Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. So, what does all of this mean for the tabletop RPG world? Well, it provides game designers with another game engine to use when developing their own game. And more importantly, it's a game engine that's associated with some of the biggest RPGs of all time. While this rule set was already sort of available under a kind of open license, tying it to the ORC should, at least hypothetically, provide designers with more confidence to use that system instead of something like Cortex or Powered by the Apocalypse. Now, while the OGL hubbub has mostly died down at this point, we're going to see other publishers moving forward with the plans that they made in the coming months, and it'll be interesting to see if there's any momentum remaining in the whole anti-D&D movement that we saw so much of at the beginning of the year, or if these moves will just have a minimal impact as life has moved on and calmed down now that the 5e SRD is released under the Creative Commons license. So, would you be up for playing a BRP game? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.